Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
A weekend full of big wins, setting up a giant week in Detroit sports. The Lions and their horde of traveling fans turned the desert blue.
They did, and the Tigers are the talk of baseball, and they're asking fans to pack Comerica Park for their biggest homestand in years. They've even called up their top prospect. Welcome to Victory Monday, folks, and there's nothing like an undefeated weekend to put a little bounce in Metro Detroit's step for the work week here.
In fact, things aren't too bad if you're a Michigan fan either. We'll start, though, here at 5 with the Lions. Dan Campbell's Monday news conference started about an hour ago. Hobie Artigue here with the takeaways from a road win they really needed, but a couple of injuries they really didn't.
Some losses on the injury front, unfortunately. Well, like in the season opener, the Lions' second win, it wasn't pretty either, but the NFL is not about beauty as the Lions showed their brawn against Arizona. The offense started the game great, scoring a touchdown on 3 of their first 4 drives. They did slow down in the second half, and that's when the defense dominated the final 2 quarters. The Cardinals put up only 13 points after scoring 41 the week before. Another team win in the desert with 1 more game to go until the bye.
You know, the objective was to start it out on offense, get up, score early, kind of set the tone for the game. I thought our O-line, our backs, receivers did that. Tight ends, you know, it was the whole offense, man. Our receivers block, and St. Brown I thought was outstanding.
Unfortunately, though, Derrick Barnes will be out for a significant time, Dan Campbell said, and Marcus Davenport, their defensive end, he's out for the rest of the season. The Lions, though, back at home a week from today as they take on the Seahawks. The 4th time they face them in as many years, and the Seahawks have won the last 3 matchups, so we'll see if they can change things up next week.
Well, we expected a lot from the Lions this year, but the Tigers, my goodness, a big surprise. 6 games to go, all at home. This is bananas. It is going to be a playoff atmosphere at Comerica Park starting tomorrow, right?
It has felt like playoff baseball for the last week or so. Well, if it started today, the Tigers would be in the postseason for the first time in a decade, but the final week is going to dictate if that in fact will happen. The Tigers did take care of business in Baltimore after losing on Friday. They bounced back with back-to-back wins on Saturday and Sunday. Not only did they win yesterday, but everything else went their way. Everything, as the Royals and Twins both lost, and that means the Tigers are in a wild card spot for now. Detroit is now tied with Kansas City for the number 2 wild card spot. The Royals, though, hold the tiebreaker head-to-head. The Tigers lead the Twins, though, by 1 game, which they will have to do to earn a playoff spot. They cannot finish with the same record as Minnesota because they have the head-to-head tiebreaker against Detroit from the regular season as well. But you mentioned somebody getting called up. Jackson Jobe, their top prospect as a pitcher. He got called up. Sounds like he's going to be in the bullpen to start off. But the Tigers are back at home starting tomorrow. Tampa Bay is up first. A chance for them to make the postseason, not likely. And then the final 3 games against the White Sox, who have lost 120 games this year, which is tied for the MLB record.
And getting that extra win now means that they're in control of their own destiny.
That's it.
It's up to them.
Just win. That's
just
it.
win, baby.
Just win.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
it.
Hobie, thank you. Well, the Tigers marketing team is in overdrive, trying to make this the most exciting week possible because tickets there are going fast.
Victor Williams has been out getting the pulse of the Tiger fans. There were lines at the box office today, Victor.
Yeah, that's right, Devin and Kimberly. We've been seeing fans buying tickets all day, just like you're seeing right now. We know a lot of them are knocking on wood, hoping that the Tigers actually do make it to the playoffs. But trust me, if that does happen, this entire city will be absolutely electrifying.
Well, you got to get tickets early because the place is crazy. And I'm happy I got lower deck seats. So, yeah, I'm excited.
For the first time since the early 2010s, the Tigers have a chance to make it to the playoffs, and fans couldn't be happier.
It's pretty crazy. It feels like it was just yesterday, but 10 years ago was the last time we made the playoffs.
We're hoping for the best.
I said last summer, they're going to win this year.
But keep your fingers crossed the Tigers aren't there just yet. They have to hold on to the wild card spot in order to make it.
The schedule they have right now, I think, we went with their pitching and all that. I think they're going to win 5 out of 6 games.
And with 6 games to go in the regular season, you might want to get your tickets now.
They're flying off the shelves by the moment, but we do have tickets available. They are selling fast, and you can certainly tell that our fans are very much excited to pack the park and create an awesome home field advantage for the team this week.
Randy Henry knows that firsthand after buying his tickets today.
The lady said nothing close, nothing in the infield. I mean, everything that we got was in the outfield. So that's the only kind of tickets they have left.
Many are wondering if the Tigers will go all the way, just like they did back in the 80s.
1984, we were at Game 5.
Man, what is this going to be?
This is exciting.
It's going to be the same.
This is exciting.
And the fans aren't the only ones excited about this. The businesses nearby, they're also excited about the money that will be coming in, and you'll hear from them exactly at 6 p.m. In the meantime, we are reporting live from Comerica Park. Victor Williams, Local 4.
So much fun to be playing meaningful games this time of year. So great. All right, Victor.
I like that one guy. We're going to win 5 out of 6.
Yeah, that's what they've set us up to believe, right? They just don't lose very often right now. Amazing stuff.
All right, let's take a live look outside at Comerica Park. Oh, maybe we're not going to do that right now. Let's get over to Kim Adams, though, because we'd love to have some nice weather.
Well, it looks the same everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're at Comerica Park, you're in Belleville, you're at Metro Airport. It's cloudy everywhere you go, but it is dry right now. Temps are a little bit below average. We should be in the low 70s, and right now we're in the upper 60s downtown, 66 in Ann Arbor, 64 in Howell, and 66 in Port Huron. This evening, if you want to get out and about, maybe take the dog for a walk. Temps drop down into the low 60s by midnight. Keep in mind now the sun sets at 7:28, so by 8 o'clock, it's already pretty dark. We are getting some clouds from a system that is down to our south, and eventually we will get a little bit of rain for the day tomorrow. Unfortunately, it looks like a little bit, and certainly not enough to bring us back from the drought conditions we've had over the past month. So 72 will be the high tomorrow. We will have a few scattered showers off and on throughout the day, so not an entire day of rain. And then coming up, we need to talk about the tropics, because there's a little something brewing that could be a big impact if you have friends or family or a home in Florida, especially along the Gulf Coast. We are now up to Helene, and it could be a big one. We'll talk about it coming up.
Okay, Kim, thank you. More American troops are headed to the Middle East amid a new round of attacks by Israel against Hezbollah targets. The Pentagon said today an undisclosed number of U.S. troops will be added to the 40,000 already in the region. This follows a round of airstrikes in which Israel claims it hit 800 targets within Lebanon, many of which they believe were hiding weapons for Hezbollah. Estimates range between 275 and 350 people killed, making it the deadliest day in Lebanon since 1990. The situation in the Middle East continues to influence voters here in the U.S. Here's what Shawn Lay is working on for 6 o'clock.
I'm Shawn Lay right outside Hamtramck City Hall. I just went inside and interviewed the mayor of Hamtramck. He made international news overnight, shaking up this presidential race truly by endorsing Donald Trump for president. He says part of his decision is based on a meeting he had with Trump last week in Flint and a vow for Trump to end Middle East chaos.
We have a hope that he will continue on that path where he keep America away from involving in international and global wars that we have nothing to do with.
At 6, more on my interview with the Hamtramck mayor and how voters here may be now leaving the undecided movement and getting behind the mayor in his decision to back Trump. There is a lot of votes here to be had.
All right, Sean. No charges are going to be issued against several people arrested at Wayne State University this past May at a protest in support of Palestine. 5 people were arrested May 30th. They were later released. Wayne State Police sent warrant requests to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, but today, Prosecutor Kim Worthy says a review of footage, including from officers' body-worn cameras, shows no charges are warranted. In one incident, 3 women were arrested for trespassing. A police officer grabbed a woman with a bullhorn, and 2 other women tried to help her. Prosecutor Worthy says there won't be trespassing charges because the area wasn't clearly marked. In a second incident, a woman was arrested for assault after police said she hit an officer's shield, and a man who tried to help her was arrested for resisting and obstructing. Well, the body camera footage shows the woman didn't touch the shield, and all the man did was stiffen his arms. Several other protesters who were ticketed are going to have those tickets dismissed. Prosecutor Worthy issuing a statement saying in part, the right to peacefully protest and demonstrate is deeply woven into the American fabric. I want to make it exceedingly clear that this office will not ever tolerate protesters that engage in behavior that is not peaceful or turns violent in any way, but that is not present in these cases.
The U.S. Attorney's Office announced today McLaren Health has reached a settlement with 14 people over alleged violations of the Americans with Disabilities Act. This all has to do with the availability of American Sign Language interpreters to help communicate with patients who are deaf or hard of hearing. Officials say under the terms of the settlement, McLaren will provide a combined $220,000 in monetary relief to those 14 individuals. McLaren also says it will review and revise its policies as necessary to comply with ADA requirements. The company says any policy changes will lead to staff training as well.